Hey boos, in this video, I give commentary based on my opinion. Nothing is to be taken as factual. We are just here to have conversation. We don't expose and we don't sip tea on this channel. I'm giving you real talk straight, no chaser. Let's see if you can handle it.
Cause I'm a boss. I haven't done anything for you to be proud of.
Of course you have. You are marrying a man who can support you.
Well, I am back. I had to put on some earrings because I forgot my earrings. I can't believe I forgot my earrings. I got to talking about details, ladies. We are focused on the details when it comes to our leveling up journey. This year, we're focusing on the details and we are enjoying the process. So I had to throw on some earrings for this. So Nelly and Ashanti are coming out with a reality show with Peacock. How are we feeling? It does not seem like the fans are that interested. Actually, it seemed like people were kind of mixed about this whole reality TV show. And it's Nelly and Ashanti. We belong together. Why are people not feeling this? I know why I'm not feeling it. Because I just feel like when it comes to reality TV and marriage, it does not mix. It doesn't. We have too many examples of marriage and reality TV not mixing with marriage. It just, and then they're doing this so early on in their marriage too. It's oof. But let's go ahead and play it because y'all wanted my opinion. Y'all already know how I feel about this situation. I low-key feel like this live is a setup. So I'm going to let y'all decide. Are y'all going to watch it? Y'all tuning in? Hold on. Let me show my screen. Will you be tuning in? Let me know. I got to learn how to work this system because I want to invite y'all up. I want to invite y'all on. Oh, wait, is this? Oh, wait. Listen, I'm going to do it today. It's now or never. That's how I see it. Okay, if you want to come up and add your little 2 cents, let's do it. Hopefully, I don't mess up this live. I'm going to go ahead and post it. Because y'all already know my opinion. I don't even know why y'all set me up like this. Y'all already know my opinion. I want to hear what you think. That's what I want to know. What you think about this? But let's go ahead and get through the preview.
Big dramatic.
In the beginning, we were still finding where we were going.
We were together off and on for 11 years before the final.
I hated her.
I hated him.
Listen, I just want to add that Nelly was grown, Ashanti was young. That's all I want to add. Just in case I get copyrighted, I got to stop it. Nelly was grown, Ashanti was young. That's what I want to say so far. Okay? Somebody said I couldn't even get through the preview. I'm going to tell you what stuck out to me. Really? I think it's going to be a mess. Listen, I'm going to wish them the best. I am. I'm going to wish them the best. You want to know why? Because Ashanti's already in it. She's in it. So I'm going to wish her the best. I'm going to wish her the best. I'm going to wish her the best. That's all I can do. Okay? I'm going to wish her the best.
I didn't think that we would get back together.
She got me, y'all.
He wanted to get God. KK is my first child, so I'm a little more frantic.
My parenting style, just don't burn down the house. Wake your ass up, bitch!
Stop. Your daddy is crazy.
You know, the whole parenting style was a red flag for me. But y'all let me know if I'm reaching. His parenting style is don't burn down the house. Does that sound like a man that's going to be like really authoritative in the household with children? No, it doesn't. It seems like Ashanti is going to have to play that role. Ashanti's going to have to play a lot of roles in this marriage. Ashanti's going to have to play a lot of roles in this relationship. She is. Because he seems more hands off. That's what he sounded like. Like, as long as you don't burn the house down, I'm hands off. And you need a partner that is going to be in it with you, not a partner that's just going to be hands off and leaves you to deal with all of that. That's crazy. So be careful, ladies. Ask these men, what are their parenting style like? Like, what is their parenting style like? Or what do they want their parenting style to be like? Because if he's saying, oh, as long as you don't burn the house down, that sounds like a hands-off man to me. It definitely gives a married single mother. It definitely gives that. But let's continue. And, you know, I hate that the internet pushed this, oh, it's better to have a piece of a man than not to have a man at all. And she fell and she got suckered into this whole, it's better to have a piece of a man when it comes to this relationship.
We have grown, we're adults.
But we're still trying to have fun.
There's a slot machine calling my name now.
But marriage is hard.
It's black and white ball night, and my wife is not here.
I'm still undecided about the whole Motown Christmas Day.
There was a contract that was signed. I was ready to be sued.
Nelly and I didn't really finalize where we were gonna live.
I've made it very clear how I felt. I'm not living in New York.
This is not gonna work.
And you know what I already hated when it came to this preview was that they didn't have a plan. So you telling me y'all were together for 11 years, y'all came back together, and he came back and got you with no plan in sight? Did anybody else pick that up? They can't even agree on where they live in.
Didn't really finalize where we were gonna live.
I've made it very clear how I felt. I'm not living in New York.
This is not gonna work.
Yeah.
God damn, what's that on your finger? With our lives moving so fast, it's not perfect.
You gotta do this trip.
But we can work our way through it.
Till death do us part.
We belong together.
No matter how much you get on my nerves.
I'm gonna go ahead and ask y'all right now. Are y'all gonna make me watch this show? Because honestly, I don't want to watch it. Y'all let me know. Are y'all gonna watch it? You tuning in? Did anybody click the link? Anybody? Hold on. Let me see if I can send the link again. Anybody? I don't know why she would do this. I don't know why Ashanti would do this. I don't know. Why? Well, and then what did they mean by this? Can someone explain this to me? It really caught my eye in the preview. It said there was a headline where it said that Nelly, why would they put this in the preview? Nelly has dropped Ashanti like a bad habit for lying about her dirty double dipping ways. What was that about? Does anybody know? I'm confused about that. Was she out here double dipping, or is that to just try to make him seem like he's not the bad guy when it comes to their breakup? I didn't like that. I did not like that. Did y'all catch that? I caught to the point where I had to screenshot it. Like, what did they mean by that? Hold on, let me put that back up so you can see it. What did they mean by this? It's clickbait. It's misleading, isn't it? That's what I said. Okay. Yeah, may the odds be in her favor at this point. It's too late for me to really be mad or to be happy or to be. It's too late for me to be anything. Honestly, listen, this is where I'm at. I'm gonna tell you. After this, I wash my hands with you and I go back to minding my damn business. Let me show you. Let me show you. Let me show you. Let me show you. Cause this is who I am. And then once the baby in there, I'm washing my hands. Hold on, let me see. Oh, hello, Ava. Wait, can you hear me? Oh, maybe she left. She came and she left. I thought we had a caller. Ava, can you hear me? Okay, girl, I got you up. I can't hear you. I wanted to add you to the stream, but I don't hear anyone. Can anyone hear her? Or is it the both of us? Is it the stream and us? Okay, Janae? Janae, are you there? Okay, I see you. Hold on, let me hang up with Ava. Oh, wait. Wait, hold on. Too many of y'all calling. Wait a minute. Slow down. I'm trying to see. Why is the I'm gonna have to figure this one out, y'all. I'm not gonna slow down the live. I'm sorry. I wanted to invite y'all up. So I don't know how to work it. I don't know why it's not. Or do I have to hold on. Let's see. Ava, can you hear us?
Yeah, I can
Yeah, I
hear
can hear
you.
you.
Oh, okay. Oh my
Can you
God,
hear
it's
me?
working. Yes. Can the
Okay,
Okay,
good,
good,
good.
good.
can the stream hear you?
Hey.
Let's wait for the stream.
Okay.
Okay.
I don't know if you want to be on camera. Do you want to be on camera?
No,
No.
Okay.
I got my
I got my
body
body
on.
on.
Okay, girl. Comfortable. It's a little echoey. Okay, let me fix that real quick. Let me fix that. Yeah, girl, what would you like to add to this conversation?
What I like to add is I wish she just didn't settle. I wish she just dated more and waited a little bit longer
Mm,
because it just don't look good. And I just feel like they just did that because of the internet.
mm.
And it's like,
Now, wait, when
like,
you say they did it because of the internet, are you saying they got married because of the internet or they pushed this relationship because of the internet? Which part?
no, they pushed the relationship because I remember we didn't even know they was married. By the time they came out with it, they was already married. So, it's already over and done with. But I just, like I said, I just wish she just waited a little bit longer and dated a little bit more because it's just like she just selling for anything, just putting up for anything just to keep up the facade. And it just don't look good.
And what would you say for a woman that's in a similar position as Ashanti that is up in age? Some would say her time is running out when it comes to having children, or is getting there, is getting very close to that point. What would you say to a woman that may be in a similar situation as Ashanti or was?
Okay, because I know plenty of women that been in that situation. Because I had a friend that she's older than me because she's in her 40s. I'm in my 30s,
Hmm.
and her situation was sad because she was so desperate to have a kid that she ended up having a child with this man that was no good. He was abusive. She almost lost the baby because he was putting his hands on her, and now he's locked up until further notice. And you know, I even told her, I wished, because at the end of the day, the baby's already here.
Right.
So we can't do nothing about that. But I just told her, I was like, you know what? I told her, I wish she would just wait a little bit longer, and dated a little bit more. No different than what I'm saying now about Ashanti because, you know, you could have met somebody that really could have been your husband. You know, it doesn't happen overnight. It takes time. And you know, everybody's timing is completely different.
Yeah, I
You
agree.
can't you can't always base it on age.
Mm.
Because there's women in their 50s, 60s are still able to have kids.
Yeah, we're seeing that nowadays. We are. But what do you say about people that are saying, well, it's not healthy to have a baby that far up in age?
Um, well, I used to work in labor and delivery
Mhm.
as I in nursing. And it's all about how you take care of yourself. If you take care of yourself very well, it's always possible.
Mhm.
I know, especially as Black women, pregnancies we're the most that have complications. But it really boils down of making sure you really take care of yourself, make sure you get your checkups, your pap smears, and everything like you're supposed to, and maybe a prayer.
Yeah. No, seriously.
But I feel like, yeah, I feel like it's definitely possible, you know, because I've met women for I know I had an old coworker. She was in her 50s and she had a couple of children and she was able to have them with no problem and issue. You know, everybody's body is different.
Yeah,
You know, it just boils down. Just take care of yourselves. Just make sure you get your checkups.
for sure. Well, thank you, Ava, for coming up here and sharing your thoughts. I really do appreciate it. You enjoy the rest of your day, okay?
You too. Nice talking to you.
It's nice talking to you too. Okay, I had some other callers. Okay, so I'm gonna show you. This is where I start to wash my hands. I'm gonna show you where I start to wash my hands. Let me show you. Okay, this is my approach when it comes to situations like this. And after this, I'm done.
I'm pregnant. That's a shame. What the heck you do that for?
And once the baby get here, it's a shame. You know, now let's move on. Monica, hello sis. What would
Can
you
you?
like to add to the
Can,
conversation?
so for me, it's gonna be really quick. I'm about to hop in the shower, but I just
Okay.
wanted to add, I just don't know how she's able to trust him after being on and off for 11 years. Like, that's crazy to me. I was on and off with somebody for 5, 6 years, and he recently tried to double back.
Ooh,
And I'm just like, the trust isn't there. Everything is different. And I was just talking to my sister, and she's like, they needed time to grow apart. But I'm like, Ashanti is giving last be standing. It's giving, I know she was always going to be there. No, when I
ooh,
was ready to settle down, I can go to her. And it's like, I never want to give that,
yeah.
you know?
And also, I also have this feeling too that Ashanti kept herself around the industry that she came from, and she kept herself around men in the industry that does not prioritize marriage. So like basically she's in the industry, she was making music, but if you notice, Eve was also in the industry, and once Eve was ready to get married, she left the industry to get married. And it just seems like Ashanti didn't take that approach, and I think she would have been more successful if she would have just left the scene of the industry that she grew up in and that she worked in for years, decades. And if she would have like, kind of branched off, spread her wings further out, then she would have had like a better chance at meeting a better guy instead of Nelly. What do you think about that?
I agree with that as well. But maybe she felt like they were like twin flames and she was just like waiting for him.
Ooh, girl, not the twin flame.
I
Girl, not
know.
the girl.
That's how
I
I
have
feel
talked
about
to
my person. That the
girl,
person
I've
who just
talked
trying to
to
spin a girl. He was my twin flame. I see his name everywhere I go. I see his number everywhere I go. Like,
girl,
it's
how old are
crazy.
you?
Maybe
How old are you?
I'm I'm 29.
Listen, let me tell you something. As a 33-year-old that used to believe in the twin flame thing, do you know there were 50-year-old women believing in the twin flame?
I know, I heard of that.
Yeah, I wash my hands with that. Said hell no. Cause that's like
It's
waiting. That's like waiting on a man. I'm not waiting on no man. Listen, if you believing in the whole twin flame thing and you still waiting on that man, you need to let that man go.
Oh yeah, girl, I'm not waiting on him no more. He hasn't changed, so it's something I can do.
Yeah,
But
and that's
hopefully,
when you're
go
in
ahead.
that twin flame, like back and forth, kind of reminds me of Forever, the Netflix series.
Mm.
It's that person has to grow, and you're banking on them growing because you yourself are willing to do the work, but are they willing to do the work? And oftentimes, when it comes to these men, they're not willing to do the work. So don't put all your eggs.
Exactly, and they run through the whole city. They don't want to come settle down with you at 50 years old. And at the wedding, it's like she's been here all these years. I am not that. They
Yeah,
never gave that. No, thank
yeah.
you.
Okay.
All right, Yanni.
Thank you
Thank
for
you. Enjoy
coming up
your
here,
weekend.
Monica. You enjoy your shower. Okay.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye bye. Okay, Janae, girl, I'm so sorry. I know you was trying to get up here. Oh wait, did I just? Oh wait, let me hang up. Janae, can you hear me? Let me hang up Monica. Janae, can you hear me? Janae, can you? Sis, are you
Yes,
there?
I can hear you.
Okay, I got you up here twice though. How did I do that? Okay, go ahead, girl. Go ahead. Go ahead. Oh yeah, you're up here twice. Hold on.
Okay.
Okay, there we go.
Okay, so I've been keeping up. Can you hear me right? You can hear me good?
Yes.
Okay, so I've been keeping up with your opinion, girl, since they got back together. And at first, I was so happy and stuff, but I started looking at other people's perspectives because I'm so open. I don't just be looking at it from my point of view. And it do kind of look like she settled. I can't lie because that spin the block stuff does not work out. Like it has to be God ordained
Ooh,
for
girl.
that stuff to work out. It has to be God ordained. And she tries to make it seem like they really came back together naturally. But it low key gives force because when they was on their versus battle, Nelly had a whole nother girl there. And he ran over there and he hugged her. And so that was just a way for him to see, like, okay, let me see what she on. Let me see if she gonna be open. When she was really receptive of that, that was it. That's all he needed to know right there.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm kind of looking at it like with the show they coming out with, it's just giving performative, it's giving fake because they wasn't very open about the relationship before. And so I'm just like, if y'all really value y'all relationship and it's so sacred, why do you want to exploit it for money and financial gain? I
Ooh,
don't
you
get
know
that.
what? Go ahead, girl. Yes, Janae, because I'm very protective of like my family and my intimate relationships because I respect them. And when I respect something, I want to protect it. I don't want to overexpose it to the world because I know how the world is. And so that was another thing. It's kind of like they're not protecting their relationship, and I and then they're not protecting their relationship so early on in their relationship or in their marriage. So it's just
Exactly.
nerve
Exactly. I
wracking.
feel like since you pointed out they were shaming her a few years ago when she was like in her single and fine era, it's kind of like, okay, it had to be I think she was influenced.
Yeah.
And I think that she never healed in the first place. Because when you truly do the work and you heal, you're not about to go back to that. Like you gonna want something new in your life that
Mm-hmm.
is gonna give you what you deserve. So I just feel like at that point, I know she had expressed she wanted to be a mother and stuff, but she probably had got frustrated with the waiting season and just went back to Nelly. That's kind of what it looks like from the outside.
Yeah, that's what it seemed like. Well, thank you, Janae, for coming up here and sharing your thoughts with me. I really do appreciate it. You enjoy your Friday, okay, sis? Be safe.
Okay, me too.
Right. Bye bye. Okay, is it Alexis? Hold on, let me see if I can add you. Alexis,
Hi.
pronouncing your name correctly, sweetie?
Yes, that's how you spell it.
Okay.
Like, yeah, that's how you say it. Sorry.
Okay, perfect. So, what would you like to add to the conversation? I'm hoping to get an objective view.
Okay, so what I have
Mhm.
is to kind of talk about what the first lady mentioned. I wish she had dated around, but not the same type of men. I wish she had. I don't know, and I don't know her personally, obviously,
Mhm.
but she seems to me like the type of lady who just kind of sticks to what she knows.
Yes.
So I wish she had like. I mean, she got the money and she's always on vacation, like we saw her. So I don't know if she was meeting men, And she also seemed to me like the type of woman who, if her preference is black men like Nelly,
Yeah.
she even when she goes to the UK and the Bahamas, she will only be looking for black men like Nelly. That's the vibe that she gives me. I could be wrong.
Mm-hmm.
And to be honest, I hope I'm wrong because I mean she still ended up settling with him. So I wish she would have dated around. And I'm not just talking about outside the race. I'm talking about
Just in general.
nerdy men,
Yeah.
yeah, nerdy men from Africa and like white men from Europe and just like mixed and all these different like flavors. And she's so beautiful. I know she would have definitely been able to. And yeah, I wish she had done that. And I'm pretty sure. And when I say they dating out, it's not to look for a husband, but just to get to grow up internally as a woman and know exactly what would work for you. Because I feel like when we're young, sometimes we think that this one specific man is for us, but
Mm-hmm.
then you start exploring other things, and then you go to different circles, and then you try other things, and you're like, whoa. Like for example, me. I never knew this, but in my city there was like an old vintage car show, and I didn't even know it was there. It was just at the shopping area. And then when I got there, I was like, wait, hold on, I might be into vintage cars. Like I never knew this because the cars were so cool. And then I got to meet older men. Now, do I want an older man? I don't necessarily think so. But those conversations that I had with them regarding those cars, that made me even want to, like it's just about opening your options and learning something new. And I really do believe that if Ashanti had done something like that, she probably wouldn't have settled with someone like a Nelly, and she would have married early on.
Yeah. So
That's yeah.
do you think that part of the lesson is getting out of your comfort zone and trying something different and trying something new to get the desired outcome that you want?
It's I would say definitely yes, but getting the desired outcome should not necessarily be in the back of your mind because you shouldn't open your options just to get a certain outcome. You
Mhm.
should just like open your options to grow. Like just try something new. Why not? It
Right.
doesn't hurt.
Right.
And at the end of the day, you will never lose or fail. You will either just learn a lesson.
Okay, I like that.
Yeah, so like I agree with you, but I don't have something in the back of your mind because if you have a goal in the back of your mind, it might take away from enjoying a certain experience.
I agree with that. Thank you for sharing that.
Yeah.
Thank you for coming up here, Alexis. Thank you for
Thank
sharing.
you, thank you for having me. I'm always in the chat, talking my stuff, but let me go back to watching. Thank you for having me.
Thank you. You're welcome. Okay, that was fabulous. I'm glad we tried that out. Okay, so I'm going to take a break. I'm going to take a break and we'll get back to this conversation here in a sec. I just wanted to try that out and it works, okay? So, I love what she had to say because that is true. Oftentimes we step outside of our comfort zones to try something new, but because we don't get the desired outcome, then that hinders us to try something new outside of our comfort zone for a second, third, or fourth time. But who's to say on the fourth time that you don't have a better experience than the first time that you did it? So I agree with her on that. So thank you so much, Alexis, for coming up here and sharing that. Yes, very smart. Okay, so I also wanted to share this too because this was interesting. But yeah, I told y'all like I hold on, let me show this again. I think I'm gonna make this a sound.
I'm pregnant. That's a shame. What the heck you do that for?
Yo, so when I be seeing the girls get pregnant, I step off. I'm like, listen, it's above me now. You pregnant. It's a wrap. Ain't nothing I can do. Nothing I can say. I can't help you. So I'm done. I don't know why y'all, but that scene had me dying because that's how a lot of us be feeling like, why would you go and do that? You've been complaining about this man to us this whole time, and then you pop up pregnant. What? Like I'm gonna be mad, but then I'm gonna let it go and I'm gonna move on with my life because I'm not about to be stressed. That's your choice. That's your decision. That don't got nothing to do with me. So I just be moving on with my life after that. Okay, so people are reacting to this reality TV because remember when I showed how that live went and it said a lot? And I can only imagine that if the Instagram live was like this, I can only imagine what the reality show is going to be like.
Let's talk about Ashanti and her 50-year-old grown ass boy that she married. Did y'all hear about him being on live when she was breast pumping milk for their baby? I think she only had a shirt on. I don't think she had on any, bottoms, because she said that she couldn't get up because she didn't have clothes on. And he continued to go live and show this.
Crazy.
Did y'all hear about that? Here's the thing. She was laughing in the very beginning, which is typically what we do when we're in shock, because she wasn't expecting him to go live. You can tell that she was preparing for bed, and then he decided to go live. So she was laughing at first. When she stopped laughing is when I stopped laughing, because it was
I thought I was crazy. I was like, when she stopped laughing, I stopped laughing because that's when it became uncomfortable for me.
no longer funny after that. She literally kept asking this man to get off of live. Then he shows the milk pump, which I felt like was very disrespectful. And then later on in the video, you can see like she literally went and locked herself in the restroom and was like, hey, I'm not going to talk to you. I'm not going to come out until you get off live. And then there's a part where she actually talked about calling security on him. Okay. So it went from being funny to serious very quickly on her end. And then after all that, Nelly still posted the live on his page. So you can literally go to his page right now and look at the live. It's sitting there, and watch it and see for yourself. But here are a couple clips so y'all can kind of get the gist of what happened.
Our new show is coming out soon. It ain't as raw as this.
Honestly, I can't even sit through this. Do y'all want me to sit through it? I'll sit through it. I'll sit through it. But and the reason it's irritating, I'm 33 and I don't have time for I want a man to be a man in my life. I don't want him to be a child. Like, I would be exhausted with a newborn and a big man child and just taking up space. Like, I would rather just kick your ass to the curb and just take on the baby. And then I could just put the baby on a sleep schedule and then I'll be fine. And then you could go live your life with some other woman. That's how I would think, because that's how I'm thinking. Because I'm just like trying to take on a man child that's not going to be on a sleep schedule, but you could put a baby, you could train a child to be on a sleep schedule. You can't train no man child. That's why I'll just take my losses. I'll just take my losses.
Put your phone down.
No.
Hang up.
I'm not hanging out shit.
Hang up.
I'm not hanging out shit.
Ow! I want my phone.
Oh, I'm sorry, babe. I'm sorry.
I'm just skip around.
I'm about to break her motherfucking girl.
Ow! You on my knee.
Let me see the machine.
No, we ain't about to get on.
Yo, so look.
It got serious.
You took it
Oh,
out.
shit.
Oh my god.
Right. We not going nowhere. Oh, I'm not going to show you that. He's gone. Invite.
Okay, I'm ready to take another caller. Okay, Miss S. Can you hear me? Oh, wait, she left. She left. She left. What happened? She left. Miss S, I was going to call you up, or Mr. S. I don't know who's behind the S, but I was going to call you back up. Okay, well, listen, I hope this goes well for them. Honestly, I'm gonna wish them well, y'all. I am, because there's a child involved. I'm going to wish them well. I'm gonna wish them well because I don't want to wish bad on someone else's relationship. But I'm not gonna sit here and act like I don't see the obvious red flags. Like, there's so many red flags. I've been talking about the red flags since they got back together, but I'm still going to wish them well because I don't want to wish bad on a marriage or a relationship with a child involved. Like, I'm not doing that. Okay, let me see. Marie?
Hey.
Hey, what would you like to add to the conversation?
So I just want to say a few things.
Oh, yeah.
First of all, I think that Ashanti's type, sadly, is not mature, is not well adjusted, and is not secure men. So the type of men that it seems she's drawn to are going to be the more playful type, the more childish type, the more I want to joke around, I want to be a little, rougher.
Mm-hmm.
And I do hate that for her because she seems like such a classy, just like really sophisticated type of woman. So I've just never really understood where that comes from. And maybe it's what was said earlier, where it's like she was in an industry with all the boys.
Marie, do you remember Coach Carter?
Yes.
Do you think Ashanti was playing her real self in that
Now
movie?
you know what? You know what? Not the artist true to life. Art imitating life, really. Wow.
Because
Wow.
it would make a lot of sense why she's drawn to the type of men that she's drawn to. Because honestly, like Ashanti played that she played that role very well for me. I don't know if y'all remember, but she was like the high school girl that was real pretty and thick, and a
Mm-hmm.
lot of guys wanted her,
Yeah.
and got a lot of male validation from that. And she was just like really eager for like this love story, and she wanted to be in love with the star athlete. It was a lot of that. And it was some of that
Yeah.
basic thinking, right? But it was part of her environment. We could say
Mm-hmm.
partially her basic thinking was part of her environment, and that was like kind of like the norm and the thing. And then the guy she was dating at the time in the movie, he wanted more for himself because he had gotten on the team with Coach Carter. And so I don't know, like I'm starting to see a little
Mm-hmm.
parallels with that character from Coach Carter,
Yeah. And then
Santi.
like the chat is saying she also got pregnant in that movie too, and
Yeah,
she
yeah, yeah,
mm.
yeah. So
Yeah, that there's a lot more to it, and especially maybe I don't know. I feel like she touched on this. I watched maybe like a documentary when she first came out, like she was bullied when she was younger,
mm,
and she had some issues with maybe identity when she was growing up, and just like a lot was packed in there that I don't think she's addressed. I don't think she's addressed everything, especially the relationship that she had so early on in her career with somebody who was honestly supposed to be looking out for her, supposed to be, the person in place that's leading her and helping to form her career, ended up turning into something else, ended up turning into something that it really should not have.
yeah,
So
yeah, I agree. Well,
it's
was there anything
sad.
else you wanted to add?
Nope, that was it. Just overall, I mean, I think she deserves a lot better, but she has to want better for herself. So,
For sure, for sure. Thank you, Marie.
yeah.
Thank you for coming up.
Thank you. Thank you. Bye, y'all.
Bye bye. Okay, is it Miss S or Mr.? Why every time I go to add you? Why? Okay, Mr. or Mrs. S. I don't know who this is. I'm trying to add you so that you can weigh in because you've been very, very patient. But every time I go to click on to answer the phone, you disappear. So I don't know what's going on with that. Okay, well, I wanted to also talk about this too. Let me see if I can find it because Carisha is out here trying to rebrand herself. Hold on. Let me see if I can answer. S, are you there?
Oh my God. Hi.
How are you? Girl,
I'm
we
doing
all up in the
good. I'm doing
neighborhood.
great.
Girl, we can see you
Oh
all up
my
in
God.
the neighborhood.
Oh, I'm sorry. Like, I'm just getting myself, I'm just getting myself together. Let me see if I can't. Hold on one second. Let me see if
You don't
I
have to
can't.
you don't have to put yourself on camera if you don't feel comfortable. It's okay.
Oh, okay.
But
Well, then I'll just do it like that.
what were you wanting to add to?
Okay. Well, um, okay. I'm gonna first start by saying that I didn't keep up with anything that Ashanti and Nelly had going on.
Mhm.
I'm gonna say that. And even just knowing the little bit that I've seen, uh, okay, I'm just gonna say this is my opinion, and it may come across as harsh, but I'm just gonna cut right down to the chase with it.
Okay.
Even with what I've seen, Nelly doesn't come across as a person that had a vision for his life with Ashanti.
Ooh. Mm-hmm.
Like he just come across like he I've seen some older men who they want to just do what they've been doing in their 20s and their 30s all throughout their life, and
Mm-hmm.
that's just the energy that Nelly always gave me. And
Yes.
Ashanti still wanted him. And you
Yes.
know what? And I'm like, girl, that's fine. That's who you want. That's who you want. Okay. I just don't agree. I just don't agree with her going on TV with it because I hope I'm wrong. Okay. I hope I'm wrong. I love to be proven wrong. However, just the way that I'm seeing everything going right now, I feel like Ashanti's gonna go through a lot in this marriage.
Oh,
Because again,
yes.
um, going back to my point, like Nelly feels like he's not a man that has a vision, and Ashanti's gonna have to be the person filling in the vision for the family.
And,
So
and listen,
yeah,
I peeped this probably months ago, and Nelly dresses the same as if he was 20 something. And listen, I feel like men with age, they tend to elevate their outer appearance over time because there's a mindset shift that takes place. Even with us as women, we even shift in how we dress because there's a maturity that takes place. And when it comes to Nelly, I'm not seeing that. And that's one thing that I was really nervous about when they first got together because I didn't really see the growth mentally. I didn't really see the growth on the outside. It doesn't seem like much has changed with Nelly at all, and that's where my concern really started. What do you think about that?
I I agree with you 100% because again, like I didn't have to keep up with everything. Just looking
Right.
at Nelly and the way that he carries himself, I'm like, this ain't gonna end well.
Yeah.
But I already seen that, but I was like, she wants to be with him, that's fine, but you don't have to invite the whole world into it. You know what I mean?
Oh,
Because what's gonna happen?
yeah.
Exactly. If
Hmm.
you want to go into this marriage, like go through the marriage and have your marriage in peace because you're gonna go through a lot. You're gonna go through a lot of growth. You're gonna go through a lot of ups and downs because of who you're partnered with. And I would have loved her to go through all of that with at least not everybody's eyes on it because nobody's gonna be giving her grace.
Yeah.
Everybody's just gonna drag her. Everybody's gonna like any little thing that happens, everybody's gonna be psychoanalyzing it because
Yep.
that's what you're inviting, you
Yep.
know? So if you're gonna be in that marriage, at least be honest with yourself about who you're in that marriage with
Mm.
and how you want to conduct yourself dealing with them, you know?
Yes. Yes. Girl, I have some intelligent women on my platform. Yes, girl. Yes. Yes, you are
Yeah,
so
because
right about that. Be honest about who you're married to, and if you being honest about who you married to, then you shouldn't put your business out here on Front Street. That is so right. I didn't even think about it like that.
yeah,
So true. Thank you for saying that. Thank you for coming up here sharing.
yeah. And my last thing too, that made me think that I just want to leave with, you also mentioned about what would you say to a woman like Ashanti who are up there in age,
Hmm.
and I I only have something to add to that only now because of where I am right now with life. Because I remember a long time ago when I watched one of your lives where you were like, some of you guys might not date a man, might not get married. Have you made peace with that? Like, are you okay with that? And that really hit me because, and I felt some type of way about it that time because at that time I was very desperate to be in a relationship and I really want that. But even when I was desperate to be in a relationship, I still am very proud of how far I've come and everything that I've done. And I don't feel like just because I don't have a relationship, that automatically makes everything else that I work for worth sacrificing to have a relationship that isn't serving me, if that
Right.
makes sense.
Yes. You get it. Okay. Thank you for saying that because I like how you said that at first you were offended or you were upset by my original statement, but then you later reflected and you realize that it's really about not allowing a relationship to come into your life that does not serve you, because then it doesn't give you the experience that you are actually truly desiring. You're not just desiring the relationship, you're desiring the experience that comes with the relationship. And if you choose a relationship that doesn't serve you, then you're not getting the desired outcome that you were really wanting and hoping for. And the whole point is to not really have that expectation that everything is going to be copy and paste, but at least have a standard in place to where you are being served, or at least you're being treated in the way that you want to be treated. And you're being given in the way that you want to be given to, other than just wanting the relationship and then that's it. That's basically what I'm saying. And sometimes when it comes to
Yeah,
if when it comes to getting the things that you want in this world, you have to have a take it or leave it mindset. Otherwise, you're always going to be compromising.
exactly. And that's what I'm exactly,
Yeah.
because my thing is, okay, you want a child, that's wonderful. I'm not saying to give up on that dream. I'm not saying to give up on hope. I'm not saying that it's not going to happen. I'm not saying that it's not going to hurt. And I'm not saying it's not going to be easy to not have that fulfilled.
Mhm.
Because again, my own experience, I do want to be in a loving, healthy relationship. But I've come to a point of understanding, it's like, if that doesn't work out, are you going to be okay? And
Right.
I feel, and are you going to be okay? Are you going to be happy with yourself? Are you going to be content with yourself and everything that you already have?
Right.
And that's kind of my 2 cents on it. Like, kind of just working with yourself and trying to work with yourself, doing the work to feel okay if you don't have this one thing that you really wanted
Yep.
come to fruition. Because it's life, like you
Right.
keep saying, like, there's no promise that you're going to get everything out of life that you wanted, but are you going to be okay with that you end up having?
Right.
And that's kind of what I'm saying. Like, be
Right.
happy with be content within yourself, and don't allow that one desire to destroy everything you work for, because you work hard. Like, look at Ashanti, she did a lot. She's doing a lot,
I'm trying
girl.
to find the girls. It's like, yes, I get it. You want the relationship in the family, but it's like, what about everything that you work so hard for? We're just gonna toss all of that in the garbage. That's what I'm just thank you
They
for
need to get like Janet Jackson, okay? Janet
right.
Jackson got the baby, like, get the baby and go. At
Yeah.
the very least, get the baby and go. Oh,
It- Yep. Thank you for saying. Thank you for coming up here and sharing your thoughts with us.
yeah, but that's all I have to say on it. But thank you. I love you. You look great. Love your
Thank you.
channel.
Have a nice one. Okay. So let me move on to my next topic. I know I'm probably going to have some more callers. So I wanted to get into Young Miami is rebranding herself. Okay, she's doing everything that she can to rebrand herself. Now, if you saw my video that was posted to Patreon, then you kind of understand that I've already showed you receipts that Young Miami is trying to rebrand, and this is another receipt where she's trying to rebrand her public image because due to this whole Diddy situation, it's the reason why she's not at the courthouse is because she's trying to rebrand her public image. So even though she's still cool with Diddy, she won't publicly be seen anywhere near his situation because it's going to impact her image if things don't go well for him. So I'm pretty sure she was advised. Yes, she was advised to distance herself from Diddy, and she was advised to go through a rebranding process. So she decided to post that she is signed up, or her classes start with Harvard Wednesday, and it's like this email that she got that's saying, please check your email for any updates, start prepping for it. Now apparently these are courses that you can take online, they're free, and you could get like an honorable degree with them. But again, like, this is just another way that she is trying to rebrand herself. Now, why am I bringing this to your attention? Because I've been trying to tell the girls, stay in school. Okay, keep working your job. Okay, keep working your job. Keep working on your skills. Keep working up the ladder when it comes to your career. Because okay, no, the journey is not fast. It's not immediate. It's not quick. It's none of that. It's not fast life. That's what it's not. But you can still make a name for yourself. You can still make a career for yourself, and you can create stability. So I'm gonna tell you to stay in school, because even Young Miami, a city girl, is trying to rebrand herself to go back to school. So if you're already in school, then you should stay in school, and you should be proud of the fact that you're in school. If you're thinking about going off to school, then that is even better. Kim K also, which there's a lot of discourse about her degree, if it's even real or not, which I'm not even gonna get into that. But I'm just saying, like, these girls that were selling you this lifestyle, they were selling you, oh, just be an Instagram model, and then all of a sudden now they're going back to school. So what does that tell you, ladies? That tells you to stay in school, be about your books. I'm not saying don't date. I feel like it's necessary for you to date. I feel like it's a natural part of you growing up as well, that you should date. You should learn yourself through dating, and you should learn how to grow socially as you're going through college and maybe even high school as well. That you should learn how to socialize. You should learn more about yourself by dating. You should learn more about what you want out of life by dating and taking on an intimate relationship of some kind. And it doesn't have to be intimate as in the way of like sex or anything like that, but I'm just meaning like someone that you're sharing feelings for, emotions for. It's just all a natural part of growing up. And this just showcases to me that women just you need to stay in school, because the girls are running back to school. Even Jane Doe, she talked about how she was going to go back to school, but instead she couldn't because she was doing OnlyFans or something like that. I don't even know what she was really trying to say. But I think they asked her about school. Damn, can I even post this? Okay, I'm gonna just still say Jane Doe. So I wanted to read this to you all. So it states here, let me just hide her face. It states here, the Diddy trial is exposing the truth about bad bees in the soft life girlies. If you a regular 9 to 5 woman and you watching these women get on private jets, and they always out of the country, always taking pics in the flyest restaurants and talking about how they put up and out of the way. Never be jealous of those women ever again. Never diminish what you got going on. Never feel bad that you ain't living her life because you don't know what she had to do for that lifestyle. And you know what? I thought the girls were already doing this, because the worst thing you could ever do is compare yourself to the next woman. You should never compare yourself to the next woman, because you don't know what she's dealing with, what she's going through, or what it takes for her to show up in the way that you envy, because you just never know. And I'm pretty sure people are always talking about how Daphne Jane Doe was jealous of Young Miami. Why is it so that? Anyway, people are highlighting the fact that Jane Doe was so upset at Young Miami, was so jealous of Young Miami, but I'm pretty sure there were girls that were jealous of Jane Doe too. And nobody wants to talk about that. Just like Jane Doe is jealous of Young Miami, I'm pretty sure there were women that were jealous of Jane Doe. That's what I'm saying. And so a lot of people were just going off of her social media account, like, oh my gosh, her life must be so perfect. She doesn't have to worry about anything. She has a rich baby daddy. And do y'all see what it means to have a rich baby daddy by a black man? Do you see? This is what's so crazy. 50 Cent was going to watch Jane Doe suffer and be manipulated by another man, all because he's petty. He's petty. And listen, sir, you decided to have a baby by an S worker. And I'm gonna get into that here in a sec. Hold on. Let me continue. So whoever wrote this on Facebook, they went on to say a woman that is as fine as Jane Doe ended up being a rich man's plaything for a funky 10K a month. Y'all, and that's what threw me. 10K a month? That ain't, y'all. That's not real money. Real money from a billionaire? He gave you 10K? That's like giving somebody $1,000. When you're a billionaire, that's like giving somebody $1,000. Anyway, okay. And then whoever wrote this went on to say she had to F and suck 3 strange men a night with no condom just so her rich boyfriend could I don't even know what they was saying right there. What is he? Bust a biscuit? Bake a biscuit? I don't know. If a certified 10 in looks only had to do that for money, yeah, that's crazy. This is crazy. A certified 10. That's why I be trying to tell y'all pretty girl privilege ain't everything. Y'all be thinking pretty girl privilege, oh, it's the everything. It's just everything. And this girl had to take on 3 strange men with no condom because she was a 10. That's crazy. If a certified 10 in looks only had to do that for money, what the F you think a 7, 8, 9 gotta do? Okay, a man had to write this. I don't even want to think about that. So then he went on to say, we know it's a man now. So again, when you see the baddie on that trip this summer with her invisible trick, don't feel away because you have no idea what she had to do for them 7 days. Now listen, there's some truth to what he's saying. I just don't like that he's saying it, and it's because there's some manipulation in here. Okay. Part of the reason he's saying this is because he probably don't get no action, and so he's wanting a 7, 8, 9 in ratings according to whatever his standard is in looks. He is wanting a 7, 8, 9 to lower her standards to date a guy like him. This is why you shouldn't listen to men, because men typically tell you things out of control and manipulation. So you always have to second guess the advice that they give women. But he just wants a woman to lower her standards, and that's it. But I'm going to tell you that when it comes to this whole baddie situation, when it comes to these girls and you're starting to see that their lifestyle is truly, truly, truly a facade, you need to think about, what are you creating for yourself? What do you have in place for yourself? And I was saying this in my last live, that the male gaze is just a temporary part of your life, because the male gaze, it comes with a wall. So when you hear red pillars talk about, oh, a woman hits the wall, woman hits the wall, according to the male gaze, and the majority of the male gaze, they like younger girls. Okay. And that's controversial in itself. But when you are dependent on the male gaze and it comes down to your job or how you make money, there is a wall when it comes to that. There is no retirement plan when you are utilizing your body, your pretty girl privilege for the male gaze. There's no retirement. There's no 401k plan. And so it's very rare to see like a woman like Young Miami spin this in a way to where it truly benefits them. Black China, Melissa Ford, it's very rare. It happens, but it's not the majority. I've also seen girls hit the wall, and it's not a pretty sight to see. Amber Rose has officially hit the wall, and just it shows. It shows, it shows, it shows. She's trying to find something to stick when it comes to her career, and nothing is really sticking. Same thing with Brittany Renner. Nothing is really sticking. And so they are now, quote unquote, losing their value. But did they elevate in any type of way? And so Amber Rose could elevate. Brittany Renner could elevate, but they have to walk away from the male gaze completely in order to do that. And one thing I'm noticing about Brittany Renner and Amber Rose, they don't want to fully give up the male gaze. And so even though Amber Rose, if you notice, like lately, she's been dressing down a lot. I don't know what that's about, but then she's like a pick me. And then Brittany Renner is covering up. She's covering up, but she's also a pick me. And it's like, y'all need to choose a struggle, because it's starting to get ridiculous out here. So I be noticing that, like, Amber Rose dressing down, Brittany Renner covering, and then they turn into like these big pygmies because they still are trying to profit off of the male gaze. But this time it's like, I'm gonna just tell them, all the men, whatever they want to hear so that I can still have their quote unquote gaze. It's crazy. So let me go ahead and show you. Did I show you everything? And why am I stressing about this? I'm stressing about, if people are like, oh my God, Yanni is stressing about, I'm stressing about this because I don't think the younger girls understand. I don't think that you gonna end up like Amber Rose. You gonna end up like Jane here. You gonna end up like Gina. You gotta have some type of plan in place. Or worse, no one's talking about this. Ooh. Do y'all want me to? I would bring up the Lori Harvey video that RRG did. Let me go ahead and pull that up. I'm gonna go ahead and pull it up because I don't think y'all understand. Even Lori Harvey is not reaping the benefits of the male gaze. Oh, remember when Lori Harvey was posing for Playboy? Hold on, because I'm about to show y'all what I'm talking about. Even Lori Harvey is experiencing what I'm talking about. Hold on, let me get rid of this. Okay. Listen, I need the girls to listen with an open mind.
Everyone might agree on that. But something about her still feels distant and untouchable, like she's walking through life behind a glass wall. She trends, but she never lingers. She's followed, but she's rarely felt. She's been called the next it girl for years. She's dated a lot of famous men.
Now, wait. Y'all know I've been talking about in my beauty workshop how to be felt and not just seen. How to be felt and not just seen. The worst thing ever is to be seen and not felt. The worst thing ever is to feel seen, but then you can't hold a conversation with people. You can't even exchange a conversation with a person because you don't know how. You don't know how to move people in that way. And that's the thing with Lori Harvey. She's a beautiful girl. This girl is beautiful. I don't really know what her talents are. She can pose really well. I like how she puts her looks together, but she doesn't really hold. She becomes irrelevant fast, if that makes sense. Like, she's not a Diana. Oh, hell, Diana Ross, what is the queen? Is it Queen Diane? I forget her name, y'all, but everyone remembers her, and she lost her life, and I always forget it. Is it Queen Diane? I want to say Queen Diane, Queen Elizabeth. I always forget which queen it was, but y'all get what I'm saying. Is that she left a long lasting impression because she was felt. Princess Diana, yes. And then also, who else? And I feel like her light is always shines. Selena is another one. Selena is another one. And that's the thing. And yes, these women that I'm speaking of, they're very talented. Princess Diana was beautiful. She was really big on giving back. She was huge. She was gorgeous. She had an aura about her. Aaliyah too. Again, like, if you can be a beautiful woman, but if people can't feel you when you step into a room, or they're not even willing to give you the opportunity to where they want to get to know you beyond a pretty face and a body, then you're going to be forgettable. You're going to be forgettable. You're going to be forgettable. And that's one thing I noticed about Lori Harvey is, like, she comes and she goes, and then people forget about her. Another thing that I noticed is that doesn't sell she doesn't sell well, which is crazy to me because everyone is like talking about Lori this, Lori that, Lori this. But again, the male gaze doesn't always pay the way that you think. So let me continue and you'll see what I'm talking about. Somebody said, listen, y'all know I got ADHD. I'll be forgetting people's names. It was Princess Diana, and it was also Aaliyah. That's a good one. Selena. That's a good one. You want to be unforgettable. You don't want to be forgotten.
Her face is on magazines and her name is in headlines, but it's just a constant rotation of surface-level admiration that fades away within 24 hours. The question isn't whether Lori Harvey is famous. The question is why she hasn't truly popped, and more importantly, whether she ever really wanted to. Before we dive deep into today's video, don't forget to scoop up something to munch on at rrgsnacks.com, our online concession stand. Lori Harvey, you have to start with what's missing: the silence behind the selfies, the absence of a real voice, the lack of public vulnerability. She is a master of the soft launch, a professional at vanishing before the world can look too closely. And that's not a coincidence, that's the design. She grew up surrounded by celebrities but was not born into it. She's the adopted daughter of Steve Harvey, whose booming media presence and fatherly persona have become cultural staples. Steve married Lori's mother, Marjorie, in 2007 when Lori was a child. Marjorie had Lori from a previous relationship, one that came with baggage and legal complications. Her biological father, Donnell Woods, was sentenced to 37 months behind bars after being convicted of running a family substance operation.
No, wait. I'm gonna have to stop y'all. I need the girls to understand, why is this important? Well, it's important because, especially if you want to be a woman that you're always in position to receive opportunities, you're always in position to be seen, but also to be heard and to be felt. You have the opportunity to create a life that most women can only dream of, because if you notice, I need the girls to wake up. We're moving and we're shifting into a time where a nice body is just not enough anymore. People want personality, people want relatability, people want you to be personable, people want to be able to connect with you. And that whole connection is missing nowadays, because most people who are just kind of like propped up, they're just trying to sell you sex, and that's it. And now people are tired of that. People are tired of always, okay, sex, okay, and what else do you have? Like, that can't be it. Even the men are getting bored. So it's just one of those situations where it's like people are wanting to see more personality, and it's just you having a pretty face and a nice body. It's just not what's going to do it no more. So I'm giving you a heads up as we move forward as a collective, and I'm talking about society as a whole. Sis, you better get a personality. You better get a personality. You better pick up a book, learn a second language, learn a third language, learn something. Learn something. Learn something. Rihanna has it. It's very rare for a celebrity to have it. And that's the thing. You either have to be super talented, because if you're super talented, you have undeniable talent. You're never going to be forgotten about because you have a talent. You get what I'm saying? You have a talent. Those long gone are the days where you could just get away with not being talented and just being pretty or having a BBL. I'm sorry, but those days are gone. Those days are gone. Those days will be in the past. So I'm giving you a heads up right now. You gotta offer something more. And that's what Lori Harvey is missing. When you think of Lori Harvey, what do you think about outside of her appearance? You think about nothing. That's not good. That's not good. That's not good. You should be thinking of other things outside of her appearance, because listen, people forget about that, or they move on and they look at somebody else. That's it. But you want to be unforgettable. You want to be unforgettable.
Marjorie and Donnell ended their marriage, and Marjorie later moved on with Steve. When a child is separated from or rejected by a primary caregiver, it's called primal abandonment, and it leaves a mark. Children may not have the language to explain it, but they feel the shift. And as they grow older, they may internalize the idea that they are replaceable. That love can be bought or swapped or rewritten. That the name on your birth certificate matters less than the persona you project. Perhaps Lori learned early on that image is everything. Her mother always looks put together. She's a woman who plays the role of wife and socialite with precision. Steve is loud, wise, protective, but also a man who has been married 3 times. A man who preaches family values on television while navigating complicated histories of his own. In that house, appearances were not just important, they were currency. And when you grow up in a world where your identity is shaped by who you're associated with, it becomes hard to know who you actually are. From the outside, Lori looks confident, composed, untouched, but there's a difference between privacy and disconnection, between mystery and emotional vacancy. She doesn't speak much, she doesn't open up. Interviews are rare, depth is scarce. Even her social media posts feel filtered through an invisible marketing team. A caption that gives us nothing, a life that looks beautiful but is manufactured. And when she tries to create something of her own, the cracks begin to show. Her skincare brand, SKN by LH, was launched in 2021 to fanfare, but quickly lost momentum. Reviews were mixed. The product rollout was sluggish. The branding felt vague.
Listen, one thing I know about marketing is people like a story. And Lori doesn't, when she releases things, there's no story behind it. And that's what is messing her up as far as why, when she sells things, they don't do well. And this is why advertisers, I'm just putting you up on game. These brands are looking for content creators over celebrities because content creators are engaging, they're personable, and they have a story that when they're really engaging and they have an engaging following, fan base, it's because of a story and people are invested in their life story. And when it comes to celebrities, it doesn't give that. So you'll see a lot of brands too. They're going to start reaching out to just more regular, everyday people that are vulnerable, personal, and engaging with an audience. And you're going to be able to sell. Beyonce, yeah, Beyonce, I'm not gonna lie, Beyonce is like one of the only ones that has been able to hold her position because she truly is talented. She is a good entertainer. You can debate about if she's the best singer. I'm not gonna get into all of that. But if you've ever gone to a Beyonce concert, she is entertaining. She's probably one of the best entertainers of our time because she puts a lot of effort into her shows. So she's the only one, but you got to think about how Beyonce's talent is what is truly keeping her there. It's not just her looks, it's truly her talent. And Lori, I don't know what she's talented in. I don't even know what her passion is or her interest is. I have no idea. It's hard to tell.
There was no unique voice behind it, just another pretty girl with a cleanser. In a saturated beauty market dominated by giant companies, consumers expect more than aesthetics. They want authenticity, a story, a sense of purpose. Lori didn't give them that. She gave them packaging. The brand's Instagram hasn't been updated since 2024, and all items have been out of stock on the website for a minute.
Well, at least y'all knew she had a skincare brand. I ain't know nothing about it. And I stay in folk business. and I didn't know nothing about it.
Her swimsuit line hasn't seen much movement either. The brand's Instagram has been silent since 2024, and most of the products listed on the site are either sold out or just sitting there without restocks in sight.
That's crazy.
Now, Laura, you know better than that. I ain't know nothing about the swimsuit either, but here it is coming up on summer, girl. You ain't got a relaunch of your swimsuits and your skincare line, girl. You ought to be having a what they call sunscreen ready to roll out.
This is where the psychological tension begins to bleed through. In a world that rewards visibility, Lori remains ornamental. She is seen but not heard, admired but not anchored. And it begs the question, what does she actually want? Does she want influence, power, legacy, or does she just want to stay safe and ride her step-pappy's coattails?
Bestie, you so damn messy. But see, she hit the nail on the head. See what I say. What did I say? What did Auntie say?
When you're raised in a household that is built on performance, where your father is a brand and your mother is a curated fantasy of luxury, it's easy to lose your interior life. You become a role, a reflection. You learn to smile, but not to feel, to pose, but not to speak. And over time, the silence becomes your armor. The men she dates are fellow celebrities who are influential and admired, such as Future, Michael B. Jordan, and Damson Idris. There's a pattern. She's the woman who always gets the man she wants, the woman who leaves before being left. She's never heartbroken, never messy, never unhinged, just polished. But behind that strategy is a deep psychological survival mechanism called avoidant attachment. It's a need to control how close someone gets because closeness feels unsafe. Intimacy means exposure, and
And listen, I'm gonna just leave it. I'm gonna just leave it there. And that could be why some people don't want to be vulnerable, or you don't want to be open because you feel that you shouldn't. You should perform, or you should be more polished, et cetera, et cetera. But I'm telling you, moving forward, that is not gonna work. That is not gonna work. That's not gonna get you the attention at all. It's not gonna hold people's attention. And then you also gotta understand too, we're on our phones, we're looking at information very fast, very fast. So it's like you seen one cute picture, you seen them all. Like that's how it's starting to become, because you see one is, oh, okay, okay. The only thing that's keeping like the Lori Harveys in business right now are women that are insecure. That's it. That's it. I'm gonna say it. It's the women that are insecure who compare themselves to their life and how they dress and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And they like live for that. And they try to compete with that, or they try to recreate it or something like that. It's truly the women that are insecure. I'm not saying that you can't look at a woman and take inspiration, or if you do, you're insecure. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying the people that live for that typically are insecure. But those that, like, you go on Instagram and you're just looking for inspiration, there's nothing wrong with that. But it's the ones that live for it, live and breathe it. They're the only ones that's keeping them in business right now when it comes to Instagram and social media. People are tired of seeing the same stuff over and over and over again. And then we tired of seeing all of these celebs come out with skincare, and then we come to find out you paying thousands to have clear skin, and you got me using this overly priced skincare routine that you don't even use your damn self. So it's a lot of that going on. The facade is coming down, and people are able to see through the bullshit. People are able to see through the veil. So it's like none of that stuff is gonna sell. And you being a socialite, I'm sorry, that ain't enough, because now socialite, that whole culture is about to die down too. Because unless you're being invited to exclusive events, like you being a socialite is just not gonna work anymore. Because if socialite, we could just hop on Instagram. I could go get in Nikki's live tonight. So you being close to her, I'm close to her through her Instagram lives. So I don't care that you know her personally or you met her that one time. Like I can talk to Nikki through, I can act like I'm having a conversation with Nikki through Instagram. So it's just the culture is shifting. I just hope the girls are seeing it at before it happens, so that you can prepare yourself. Whether you're a girl where you are hiding yourself away because you feel like that's the best thing to do. No, you have to be seen in order for you to get the opportunities that you're wanting. Or maybe you're the girl where you always just led with your body. And now we're shifting out of that. It's time for you to level up. That is what I'm saying when it comes to this live. It's time for you to level up. Okay. This level up is going to look different. It may require you to pick up a book. It may require you to get to class on time. It may require you to get that GPA up, sis. You get what I'm saying? This level up is looking a little different. I just hope the girls are understanding where I'm coming from and read the room, because the room is loud right now with this Diddy trial. Woo, girl, the room is so loud. So I just hope that you are wise and you're seeing things play out and you're deciding what moves you want to make. That's how you're going to be successful. So you see what's going on, okay? And then you decide what moves you're going to make and make sure you're doing it based off of what you're seeing. That's what wise people do, okay? And you're never too young to make wise choices. So that's all I wanted to talk about. I just wanted to bring these things to your attention. I also wanted to get your feedback, but I will be doing call-ins. So let me know what else you would like for me to talk about. Did you see the whole Milton and Lydia situation with Love is Blind? Because that was probably the last season before this most recent one with AD. I think I skipped a season in there somewhere. But Lydia and Milton, I watched that season. And are you shocked that Milton and Lydia are not together? I'm A part of me thought it could work, but then a part of me was just like, I don't know. That's a big age gap. So are y'all shocked about that? Do you want me to react to her sit down with AD? I said I wasn't going to support her platform because I know it's to offset Jesse's platform. And I don't want to support corporate Cause her platform is corporate and Jesse's platform is black. You know what I mean? So we gotta hold it down. It's black woman, so we gotta hold it down over there. But I'm like, damn, I am a little nosy when it comes to Lydia because I just want to know what was said. But a part of me also feels like I should hold off and see if Milton comes out with something. Something's telling me to hold off. And somebody said Milton is just like Landon. I can see that. Something's telling me to hold off because I seen the clips that was going viral and I read some of the comments and people are saying, oh, Lydia is so poised and it seems like he really stole her spark. Am I the only one that feels like that's hard to believe? A younger man stole your spark? So I don't know. Like sometimes I be feeling like when people speak out, it's manipulated. I do want to hear what Milton has to say and then try to piece together what the truth would be. But I'm like, Lydia, I never took you as the type of girl that just take anything from anybody. I'm not buying that. Like that girl was on when Uche, do y'all not remember the situation with Uche on the show? So it's like you telling me this man cheated on you and you just took it? You didn't do nothing, Lydia? You didn't pop up at the girl's house. You didn't maybe pull a kitchen knife out. I'm just saying. It's hard. Am I the only one that feels like it's hard to believe that you didn't do nothing? And it's not to say that, he didn't cheat on her or anything like that, because two things can be true in the situation. But I'm like, girl, you didn't fight back. So I don't know. And then Milton is awfully quiet. I don't know. He looks guilty as hell because he hasn't deleted any of their photos off of his Instagram. So I'm not here to deny that, but I don't know. I want to hear the other side of the story to kind of piece together what's going on. I know, like, did she cheat back? Something. I don't know. Lydia gives me that type where she not gonna just lay down and take it. So I don't know. I'm interested in seeing what his side of things may have been around that time. I'm also wanting to see Colleen. Did y'all see Colleen and Matt? I want to see that. I knew that was a disaster. I knew Matt and Colleen. I knew that wasn't gonna work. I was literally waiting, like, when they divorce coming, because I know it's coming quick. Because Colleen, she looks stressed. Every time I would see her, I'm like, girl, I know that man is stressing you out. You don't even look the same. So I want to hear Colleen's interview too. But that's all I wanted to say. Y'all make sure you give this video a thumbs up. Comment down below what else you want me to talk about or if you want me to react to something, and I'll try to do it. Thank you for watching. Thank you for tuning in. Enjoy your Friday. Happy Friday 13th.